MotorCast, the latest in automotive news. Brett Wharf here with you on WBKR.com each and every Thursday at 5:30, and it's brought to you by our good buddies out at Diesel Up, Next Level Diesel Performance, 3247 Commerce Drive in Newburgh, Indiana. Check them out online, diesel-up.com. We'll kick it off with a story this evening that's not exactly sad, but it's rather unfortunate. A bummer, if you will. Up in New England, story from Sudbury, Massachusetts. They have a dealership fire, and it destroyed 20 cars. Big deal, right? Now, the dealership was a Range Rover and a Jaguar dealership, so this put the figures up close to $500,000 after the fires were put out. But then I take a look at the big picture here. Jaguar and Range Rover, they would have broken down anyway, so what's the big deal? This fire basically prevented someone from wasting their money on a Jaguar or a Range Rover. If you want to spend money on a high luxury car, buy a Cadillac, a Mercedes, or a BMW. Oh, and people say that's not British. Exactly. Now this got me thinking about what if this particular fire happened at a different dealership. Ford, for instance. We probably wouldn't see it in the headlines and things like that. But since this was such a high-class luxury style fire, then it gets the headlines. But since we brought up Ford, we might as well talk about the Mustang. I saw an awesome Mustang show the other day. 200-plus Mustangs from every single generation that this thing has been out. It was pretty awesome. Countless amounts of Roush Mustangs, which are fantastically beautiful. So with the new 2015 model coming out, of course, we have the twin-turbo four-cylinder, the V6, and the V8. But you know that Mustang has always had something more. The Cobra, the Saline, the Roush, the Bullet, and the list goes on. Now, from WBKR's Facebook page, you can see the rendered shots of the Saline version of the Mustang. It is gorgeous. Just hearing that name, Saline, it's just amazing. But yes, this Mustang show, celebrating the 50th birthday of Mustang, which is fantastically exciting. And what I was keeping my eyes peeled for the whole time, this is at a car dealership, I was looking for the 2015 Mustang, which hasn't gone on sale yet. I did a little bit more research, and I finally figured out a few things that are interesting about the new 2015 Mustang. It has a 4-cylinder, a 6-cylinder, and a V8. See if you can wrap your brain around this. The 4-cylinder has a twin-turbo system, and it's eco-boosted, so it has more horsepower and is more expensive than the V6. And you'll absolutely get better MPGs in a 4-cylinder, even with the twin-turbo system. It's got EcoBoost. Diesel Up is the place to be when it comes to light, medium, heavy-duty trucks and even agricultural needs. Performance modules are what they specialize in out at 3247 Commerce Drive in Newburgh, Indiana. Don't forget to browse their website, diesel-up.com. Don't forget the hyphen. So farmers, if the tractor or the combine really doesn't have that oomph that you're really looking for, go out and see these guys. They'll set you right up. And last week we talked about the speed of actually installing one of these performance modules. Quick, easy, and hassle-free. They're not going to jerk you around out there either. Also, Duramax, Cummins, and Power Stroke performance modules are available at diesel-up.com and at their location in Newburgh. I know it seems that we've been talking about General Motors and Cadillac and the new Mustang and the Dodge Charger and Challenger Hellcat, which we have, but if it's in the news, I can't just not talk about it. Cadillac news. They are sick and tired of GM, and they're splitting off to become their own deal. They're moving the headquarters up to New York next year, but why are they doing this? Here's the quote. To pursue growing opportunities in the luxury automotive market with more focus and clarity. Can't blame you there, Cadillac. They had the fewest recalls in General Motors over this entire course of 30 million failures. Now, if there's an analogy for this, and I love doing analogies, this is it. Cadillac, the wife, is married to GM, the husband, and he's basically a criminal with 30 million felonies. And Cadillac basically said, get the separation papers ready. And now the generosity segment of the week. This is when somebody here at the radio station gives me an idea for a segment on MotorCast. G-Series Pontiacs. In 2004, they brought out the G6. It came in a 4-door, a 2-door, some of them had a sunroof, a couple of them were hardtop convertibles, but they got recalled because of a leak problem. Some had dual exhaust, they were all front-wheel drive, and it was basically a way for General Motors to get rid of some extra steel. The G-Series lived on. They made the G5, which was based off of the Chevy Cobalt, the G3, which was based off the Chevy Aveo, and the G8, which was the final car that Pontiac ever made. The G8 was sweet. V6 and V8 engine options, both with a rear-wheel drive train, and that car was full Australian. But back to the G6. They made this between 2004 and 2009, and it was part of this recall. Now, the bummer factor here is really bad. The 2004, 5, 6, 2008, and 2009 were recalled. Not the 2007s. Guess which one Jordan from The Office has been working on? The 2007. Power steering is acting up on this thing, and GM didn't recall it. Who knows why they recalled every other production year from 04 to 09, except for 2007, but Jordan's not real happy about that. And we'll leave that sit. That's going to do it for MotorCast this week. Big special thanks to our good buddies out at Diesel Up, 3247 Commerce Drive in Newburgh, Indiana. Check them out online, diesel-up.com, and we'll see you next week.